Nearly 3 decades after a Guadalupe County woman was brutally murdered, deputies say they have made an arrest. Grace White shows us how deputies were able to solve one of their oldest cold cases.
It was a chilling case that people in Guadalupe County still remember.
We just heard that someone had broke in and killed her.
Could have been anyone's mom, grandma.
In 1984, 78-year-old Ori Tausch was murdered in her home on Old Seguin Luling Road. Deputies say she was stabbed 19 times. Now, nearly 3 decades later, deputies have the man they say is responsible, 54-year-old Miguel Angel Nunez.
I think it's great. I think people around here have been trying to figure out for years who did it.
The sheriff says he reopened this case in 2010 at the request of a former sheriff, and as more witnesses started coming forward, they were able to get an indictment from a grand jury.
The fact that it happened in quiet rural Guadalupe County back in 1984. And the people, you're right, the people around there don't forget.
Sheriff Arnold Zwicky says Nunez's motive was robbery. He was always a suspect because his truck was seen in the area.
You know, I feel a whole lot safer that they were able to work on it.
Betty Daly lives next door to the house where Tausch was murdered.
She was an elderly lady, and that she, I think, lived by herself, and that she had been here for a long time.
Nunez had been here for a while too. In fact, he's in prison serving time for beating another elderly woman to death in Seguin. He was sentenced to 15 years for the 2003 murder of Evarista Solis. Neighbors say they're just glad it's all over.
It's amazing how they can do it after so many years. You know, you just kind of think, well, there's no way they can do it, but they do nowadays have so many ways that they can come up with stuff. I'm glad.
The sheriff told us Tausch's only surviving relatives live out of town, but he says they were notified of the indictment. Grace White, Fox News at 9.